You're listening to 1069 Click FM, live, in color. And a howdy and a hello to all of you as well. And welcome to, what do I even call this? What do I even call this? Well, it's the Tibbs Eve stream, but I had a minor epiphany that happened before the show, and it goes thusly. I realize that everything that comes out of my mouth is coming out of the mouth of a man who is wearing the deranged Easter Bunny outfit from A Christmas Story. So, I don't know if that's any indication of where this evening is going to go, or just to say kick back and let's not take ourselves so seriously tonight. So yeah. We just be hanging out. I am here to get caught up with you all. I am doing much better since yesterday, thank you. I definitely learned that I cannot be in the cold for as long as I used to be able to, so that's new. And in about, half an hour, we'll find out whether the mulled wine turned out all right. I had to restart it because I used the wrong recipe and it turned out horribly. Yeah. I'm not sure if the word learned can be accompanied with anything that goes along with this stream tonight, Foster. But I appreciate that you're here, man. I will say, for the portions of the Jacksonville Jaguars and New York Jets game that I was awake for, I went to bed kind of early last night. Oh, the poor Jets. Oh, the poor Jets. I mean, I think it's cool that the force of nature that is Chris Streveler got some playing time outside of the preseason. No, I didn't get a chance to, Luke. I was rushing around, getting occupied with other things, and there wasn't a moment to. So, hello, Andy. And yes, I did see that, Logan. I hope that I hope Elton Jenkins stays healthier for you guys than Bakhtiari has in recent years. Because it would be a shame if that extension became an albatross. Oh. Mm-hmm. And currently it's New Jersey 1, Boston nothing. Oh, damn. Yeah. Okay, just disappointed. Yeah, that's a very familiar feeling, Foster. And, oh, Bruins have tied it up. Ah, nothing gold can stay. And it's not to say that I don't think Elton Jenkins doesn't deserve the contract extension, and I think he's been a good piece for the offensive line. I just it would kind of be the third round picks all over again. It would be frustrating to see, two offensive line talents for the Green Bay Packers, prove themselves, get extensions, and then ugh. One goal away. I thought he had already passed him in at least one category. Maybe it was points scored or something like that. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, he's also been injured a bit this season, hasn't he? Hasn't he? And also for the Jets Jaguars game, uh, I would be nervous. Everybody, Duval is coming, and who knows? They might bring the clowns with them. It would be just nice to know. As I realize that's getting tight under my neck, it would be nice to, I guess, discover that it was actually just Jacksonville fans that were behind all those creepy clown sightings back in 2015, 2016. Mm-hmm. He came back from an injury suffered last season. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Now he can pass Howard, Price Gordon now to become number 2 behind the Great One. And how many years is he going to stick it out to try to pass Wayne Gretzky? Mm-hmm. And just like that, it's Boston 2, New Jersey 1. Of course it is. Yeah, the Titans definitely more nervous than anyone. I do not know what the heck happened to the Titans. Well, we all kind of know. Todd Downing injuries and trading one of your best weapons away. But, Kirsten reported that I was in a buddy onesie, and you're not disappointed. I'm doing well, Kip. Kaylee, I don't even have a have a Red Ryder 200 shot range model air rifle with the compass and the stock and this thing that which tells time. Mm. Yeah. So yeah, maybe we'll get to that later. Yeah, Trevor Lawrence is looking like he's going to be a good QB, and I mean, it's I say good for him, man. It's nice to see when a number one pick can go and actually make a difference like that for a team and develop and grow. Those are nice things to see. Thank you, Sean. I appreciate it. Oh boy. Here comes the Grossi raid. Oh, here comes everybody. Hello. Hello, Wookie and M. Yes, this is, we're just here for the Tibbs Eve stream, which is just me wearing a bunny onesie, getting drunk, and talking. And maybe even getting deep at a certain point. Who knows? No, Ace, actually, this bunny suit was many a year in coming. No, not a regular Friday night, just this Friday night because it happens to be Tibbs Eve. Yeah, it's a clothes hanger. A wire clothes hanger. And welcome everybody who is raiding. Thanks y'all for being here, and I hope you all have a happy holidays wherever it takes you. Yes, bribe alderman for pie. Thank you for reminding me, Logan. The weather here, Sean, is brutally cold. But my house is holding up well. The cats are warm. They're on their respective blankets right now. It's a very comfortable temperature in here. And of course, I have extra layers on. So I'm okay. And happy holidays to you too, Jonathan Haley. Wow, wind chills in the 20s for Florida. Damn. Y'all are going. You all are in for a time. And over in Switzerland, it's been raining. Ooh. Yeah. And I grew up a little bit more to the south, Logan. We would get snow and like a snowstorm every couple of years or so in Maryland, but it was never like the truly brutal cold that there can be out in this part of the Midwest. Oh, that's not the good of a game, huh? Are the are the Devils actually making it competitive as well, True North? Cause the last time I watched a Bruins game, I got kind of I got kind of lulled to sleep by seeing them dominate the entire time. It was a bit of a letdown. Ah, well, we can also treat this as a Q&A as well, by the way. If anybody who's listening has any questions that you want to ask me, I'll just leave that open. If it crosses a line, it crosses a line and I'll let you know and I won't answer. But other than that, feel free to fire away. Okay. We are already learning things in this stream. Logan informs us that corn-fed is people from Iowa. Since he is a Wisconsin boy, he was cheese and beer fed. I believe I actually ordered this online from Target. Yeah. I'd been waiting for one long enough, and every time I went out to where there was supposed to be one in store, I was never there, so I finally just reserved one online. And this was after years of my childhood with being punished with being given one of these as my only Christmas present if I didn't behave well. And venison fed, Logan informs us because he's a hunter. I do want to point out that tonight's stream is not, I repeat, is not sponsored by Screw City Lager from the Prairie Street Brewing Company. I just want to clarify because, I don't want to get anything mixed up in the bookkeeping. They just happen to be what I'm drinking right now just because, I screwed up on the mulled wine and I still gotta wait. Oh, I believe you, Logan. That's not something I would take lightly. But yeah, at the very least, I can say this about the Thursday night game. Slowly working my way back. Jacksonville could surprise some people. The New York Jets, I'm sorry about your offense. At least you have your defense. All right. So, Tibbs Eve. True North. So, Tibbs Eve is technically a holiday that doesn't exist. It used to be a saying in other places, other countries, definitely not America. I'm thinking like Europe in older times, that if you want to say something would never happen, you'd say that it would happen on Tibbs Eve. And then actually a couple of years ago, some taverns in Newfoundland started making it an official just sort of drinking holiday, kind of like how we have Blackout Wednesday, the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. And since then, it's kind of spread around a bit around Canada to celebrate on Tibbs Eve, December 23rd, the holiday that doesn't exist because there is no official Tibbs Eve on December 23rd. Oh yeah. And Logan, you cannot imagine what it did to my heart when I found out the historical trivia fact that the reason the bad kids get coal is because this is during the time when coal was most often used to heat homes, and it meant that at least you wouldn't freeze to death. Foster's version of coal was clothes. Yeah, I don't think any of us really appreciated the gift of socks when we were kids. Between you and me and, just the walls of this chat, I opened one of the packages that my mom sent early for Christmas, and it was socks. Oh yeah, at least socks keep your feet warm. Yep. People from Newfoundland invent excuses to drink. I'm shocked. No, I think that's a bit more of a universal phenomenon than just Newfoundland, True North. Oh, wow. Alright, this is going good so far. I was worried for a minute. Like, between the wine getting screwed up the first time and just my mental state taking a major nosedive right before the stream started, I was afraid that I was going to be a wreck coming on here, but now that I am in here, things are feeling good. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad you all are as well. Cheers to you. Oh, Canadians do love them a cold beery. Uh, Blackout Wednesday, True North, is not so much a holiday, just as much as a tradition for people who usually know for a fact that they are going to be off for Thanksgiving, because it's one of the few days that pretty much everybody in every sector can get off. So it's usually celebrated by people in food service and retail. And it's basically on the one night that you know that you can, because usually you have to be like mentally calculating your drinks to, see how awake you have to be for work tomorrow and like that there. And on Blackout Wednesday, there's none of that. You know that you just have to be sort of functional and just not want to argue with anybody. So you drink to that point, which for some people is blackout. And it's just a nice night for people to be able to cut loose when they absolutely know that they can sleep in the next day and be hungover. Yeah, eh? No, still 3-1 Boston over New Jersey. It feels... I gotta be honest, it feels so weird doing anything regularly on a certain day anymore. Not just because of, the past couple years, where everything shut down and slowly came back to life. But because in one of my previous jobs, one of the highest times for making money was the holidays. So I would go home early for a week in December to spend time with my family and then just work on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, and I had no clue of not a whiff of the holidays would creep in. It was just like a work day to me, except the city was much quieter. Advertising generators. Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm sure probably more than a few people need them. To answer your question, Foster, uh, deck the halls with Boston Charlie. Oh. Oh, man. I tell you, folks, next year is going to be an interesting one. Mm-hmm. Well, Marcus Godley, have a Merry Christmas yourself, a Happy New Year, and I hope that that the Bills do not disappoint you this year. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not ever going to predict that a year is going to be good. I know how much that oh, I understand. Hmm. Is this how Lions fans celebrate a winning record by wearing a giant rabbit costume and drinking homemade wine? Well, we're 7-7, so we're 500 at the moment, correct? So uh, we don't, we're not winning record yet, and I won't celebrate that until we get there. Oh yeah, no, I remember those days, Mark. I actively remember watching the original string of Buffalo Bills Super Bowl appearances. It was yeah. You know it was bad when the X Files made a joke about how the fact that the Bills would never win a Super Bowl within the lifetime of a puppet master on that show. You knew it was bad. But no, Foster, like the world has strangely found ways to surprise me in my adult years, and I think predicting goodness or badness on an X of Y of bonerific to Sahara legs. That's that's not going to that's not going to serve anything except further madness. I just say we accept there will be good, there will be bad, and try to have as much fun navigating all of it as I can. Mark informs me and he feels like this year he lost to the Jets. You're not going to go to the Super Bowl because you lost too many stupid and close games. Hey, it is not over unless you see the same mistakes being made repeatedly over and over again. And it's those same mistakes that lead to the same losses. If you're losing in different ways, I can understand, but if it's the same mistakes, then yeah. Although the Ravens have screwed themselves on Lamar, I mean, I guess we'll take him to be a backup to Jared Goff, I suppose. But like, I'm gonna feel really stupid if this Lions squad this year goes and wins a Super Bowl and I didn't bother to try jumping on the hype train. Oh, just September 8th. Ugh. Luke, do you have your own bunny suit you could wear? I'm not saying it'll help, but, you know, maybe. Oh, dear. Oh, man. Yeah, it's nice to see the Patriots having to, let's just say, not play on easy mode will be the best way to put it. All right, Foster. See you when you get back. Oh. Uh-oh. The timer is done. We now have to get to sampling. First, the lid goes away as it burns my fingers. All of the various whatnots get taken out from the bag that's been sitting in the wine and brandy and maple syrup and... No, that's about it. Okay. And now... Logan, I gotta say, I agree completely. And I'm going to enjoy the hell out of that game no matter what. Marcus Godley feels like the Lions could beat the Packers. I mean, our Lions, our defense has improved in the second half of the season. And Jamal Williams, yeah, no, he's wonderful. You know what, William? If it happens, I will never doubt your prognostication powers again. All right. All right, and you wipe off the glass after spilling half a ladle full on my hand. We're just having all kinds of fun this night. Listening to the Boston commentators butcher the pronunciation of foreign players' names with their thick New England accents makes me smile. True North, I don't blame you, honestly. Oh, yeah. Whew. Yeah. Oh, yes, I did it right that time. Oh. 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 All right. The mulled wine is done. I guess I could take a moment to address the elephant in the room as Boston goes up 4-1 over New Jersey. the Detroit Lions this tomorrow in, against the Carolina Panthers. I think we have a good shot of winning, but I don't want to give the possibility of a career day by Sam Darnold a pass just yet. Yeah, Luke, I'm going to be covering that one tomorrow. Oh, and to make up for the fact that I had to cancel last night's stream, I am going to be making a bingo card for the game on Christmas Day for Packers versus Dolphins, and I'll be releasing it on my Patreon for free, publicly available. I will post the link an hour before kickoff. I will link it both here on YouTube and on my Twitter. And hopefully it'll give you all something, the Packers fans, something to do for the nail biter that I'm sure you're going to have between the Packers and the Dolphins. And I'm not exaggerating when I say nail biter. The way the Dolphins have been faltering, the way the Packers are desperate to claw back into the playoff race, that game could be a lot of fun. I don't. That's upsetting, Marcus Godley, because usually for names like that, you can get it spelled with the phonetic alphabet, and or simplified in such a way that the pronunciation can become much easier to process. And sorry, not going to go down that road. Hey, Luke, it's gonna be tough, but apparently a number of teams seemed determined to crap themselves inside out at the end of this football season. And we'll just have to wait and see if it's one or all of them. Meanwhile, they've reached the end of the second in Boston, New Jersey, and it's still 4-1. Welcome back, Foster. Oh yeah, this was definitely the right recipe. All right, so Luke, I have to ask. I saw recently that a few drivers had been moving around to different teams in the Formula Series. Is that going to affect much for next season? This weekend, True North, I'm going to be streaming the Lions and Panthers tomorrow. And like I said, I'm going to release a card for the Packers-Dolphins game an hour before kickoff. And it will be available for everybody for free on my Patreon. Going to make it a public thing. I'm just going to, and I'll put a link here on YouTube and here and on Twitter, which my Twitter handle is in the description, so that everybody can get that. And then we will have the last stupid streaming show of the year on Monday. And I always look at that as like the end of the weekend, because it's essentially like the reset stream for me. Luke informs me, not really. Mostly midfield teams. Biggest team with a new driver is McLaren. Ah. I getcha. Yeah. Hey, F1 guys, while you're in here, at what point did Red Bull become a thing in Formula One? Because I must have been not paying attention to the sport for a while. Thank you, Foster. 2005 or 4, they bought Jaguar. Oh. Damn. Yeah, and if there is anybody lurking and wondering what's going on, hi. This isn't as weird as you think. We're just hanging out, chatting. I'm drinking some mulled wine. We're just basically coasting in the glow of the holidays before serious obligations, scatter us to the wind. It was mid-2000s. Yeah, my only hope, Foster, is that they don't ruin the races as they are and attempt to make them more like NASCAR in an attempt to win over Americans. And then bought Minardi a few hundred days later as a second team for Red Bull Toro Rosso. Oh boy, which is now AlphaTauri, Red Bull's clothing company? Oh, okay. Red Bull has a clothing company. Yep, I have officially learned too much about the world. Okay. Wow. Yeah. No, you're dead on with that, Foster. F1 is much more worldwide. NASCAR is much more American centric. And but any money making operation will always appreciate just a little bit more. There are rumors that the team from Italy will sell in the next few years. Oh. Ah. Oh, man. That's what I thought it was, AlphaTauri. Oh. As Red Bull said, they will sell the team if there's a good buyer. Wow. That sounds like capitalism at work. That clears up so much. Thank you, Red Bull. True North? It might be. I haven't paid attention in years. When, like the last time that I even looked in its direction was when Danica was competing, and the fact that she could never do anything. You know, it's like, okay, this is just embarrassing now. Danica is now a Sky Sports host for American races. Well, it's a paycheck. Take advantage of it. Yeah. Aaron Rodgers. Oh, God, Aaron Rodgers. Luke, is it bad that I want to put a spot for Hero Ball on the Packers Dolphins bingo card? I mean, I don't think I should. I could make it the free space. Oh. Free. Even Luke agrees that it should go in the free space. Okay. That's happening then. That is happening. This is democracy in action. All right, that is safe now. Oh, we clarify for Foster. Wasted timeout. Wasted timeout. Put in parentheses because the mulled wine is starting to hit. Packers specific. Do not keep in regular rotation. Yeah. Well, I can. Yeah. Well, if he did it multiple times, then I've already. That just seems like another free spot. Yeah. All right. I think I think we'll have some fun with that. And before I go back to the mulled wine, which is hitting like a mother, we'll finish up the Screw City. Yeah, just like the village elders in Young Frankenstein, who still had nightmares from 5 times before. I myself, Luke, quite clearly remember the kerfuffle that happened with the Brett Favre Aaron Rodgers transfer, and even people who are outside of it all thought. Brett Favre outstayed his welcome, and were, more than willing to give Aaron Rodgers a chance, just because, his play had started hurting the team, and it just sucks to see the history kind of repeating, but in a different fashion. George Lucas was kind of right. It's poetry. It rhymes. Oh, and now we've got the Packers grievances just pouring in for potential bingo spots. We have CBs talking to each other / hand gestures because they don't know the play. Someone mentions Joe Barry. How do you have a job, Joe Barry? Pass rush. Never heard of her. And of course, Packers miss Devontae. Oh, I've got those in regular rotation already, True North. Oh, Toasty Jair. Damn. That's really disappointing to hear, too, because, I observed just from people how much people talked about him over the past couple years. How well Jair had been playing as a corner for the Packers. All right, I think I'm caught up on everybody's suggestions so far. Although, and I take no pleasure in this. Uh, it reads so much harder, like a list of Packers fan grievances. It's like, I know people like imagine it that they love seeing the downfall, but it's still never nice seeing it happen to somebody else. Yeah, Marcus Godley. Give me the beat, boys, free my soul, and toss my corpse in a fucking hole. It's free real estate. Yeah, well, we can't have an entire board filled up with free spaces, True North. This is like the 17th free space that y'all have suggested. Oh. I'll remind you, Foster. I'll remind you. Bills lose to the Super Bowl is my free space. Can we make that a meme? Can we make that? That seems like a meme waiting to happen. My hashtag my free space. Bills lose to the Super Bowl. Lose the Super Bowl. Like, oh, that's. I'm sure that there's a younger and smarter person than I am who can make that a reality, so I will yell that into the ether and hope that it comes out a winner on the other side. Have at you, Internet. True North, would you like me to just make you a card that is specifically all of these entries, just so you can color in the whole thing at once and then go to bed? And as I say that, he puts in another one. Mason Crosby not getting a kickoff through the end zone. Oh, gosh. Yes, 25 free spaces. Yeah. Foster's free space is Todd Downing being incompetent. Oh, no, that's that's now we see the optimism. Logan's optimism shine through, and yeah, Matt Patricia and Joe Judge. Oh. Oh, Patriots fans. Oh. Yeah. It was very nice, I have to say, William. Very nice of Giants fans to warn everybody about Joe Judge so that we know now if he ever shows up in a coaching situation or in a front office situation that we should fear for the worst. Dolphins defense isn't good except against the run, just like the Rams defense. And what do we do? The Rams ran the ball right down their throat. Okay. Oh, I think, honestly, right now, the free space for the Lions is still at heart a lot. Please don't screw this up, because after so many years of disappointment, it never feels quite real until it actually happens. And I say this from experiencing the Washington Capitals win the Stanley Cup after years of futile cheering for them. then seeing them get their act together that one season, to give Ole a cup and to get the monkey off the franchise's back, you know, it didn't feel real until like a couple of days later. But when it hits Detroit, when it happens and it hits, I tell you, enjoy the feeling. Revel in it. Oh yeah, and Trot's got a cup as well. And because at this point, Antonio Brown is just easy entertainment. Whenever his name comes up anymore, I make an effort to not look up anything about him unless I am bald-facedly told what dumb shit he got up to this time. And even then, I never try to research the details. Yeah, let's, just for the sake of everyone and their children, True North, let's hope it doesn't go in that direction. Although I can't imagine a time when Antonio Brown captivated the world with his dancing and singing, because Michael Jackson actually did. And he was pretty damn good at it. Tears of joy, you might from me. Oh, I'm sure Kirsten is going to be just an absolute crying wreck. But ever since I had all of my emotions removed in the operation, I can hold them back a lot better. I've been holding them back for about a good hour and a half. Believe me, I'm good at it. Um, the one thing that I can say about, the one good thing that came out of Tom Brady and Bill Belichick and the whole Patriots dynasty is that it rescued the franchise. I mean, it hadn't been very long before that when there was talk of moving the Patriots somewhere else. And it was only the fact that they couldn't get out of their lease on the stadium that they ended up staying. And then Robert Kraft ended up buying the team. And yeah, a piece of history, and a football team doesn't disappear out of the Northeast like so many of them did. Look at you, Portsmouth Spartans. Oh yeah, no, when the win isn't a long time coming, it's very easy to get swept up in it. Like I think because I actively remember the Boston Red Sox dispelling the curse of the Bambino, all of us completely understood when our classmate, who was Boston born and raised, was out sick because of hangover from her classes for the next couple of days, because she and all the Red Sox faithful, I figured, had a right to party a little hard at that time. Oh God, that's right. And yeah, no, it was a. It got a little less cute when one of her kidneys abruptly shut down a couple months later. Uh, yeah, but I like to believe that was just unrelated. Yeah, if there is a Portsmouth curse, it's kicking in late after we won some NFL championships. So, you know, logic wins again, I suppose. Hey, for a good long while, it looked like the Bills would never get back to being a competitive threat in the NFL, Mark. I remember in between the Bills and the Bills Super Bowl run and the drafting of Josh Allen, like, nobody ever talked about the Bills. It was always the running joke on David Letterman's show that they would change up the graffiti outside the studio, whether it would say Giants suck or Jets suck. And they would respray it, depending on how each team was doing that season. Oh, Luke. You're just doing everything to make this Tibbs Eve into a tense Thanksgiving family dinner. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I understand True North about the Vikings. But if it happened for Philadelphia, honestly, I think it could happen for the Vikings. I do. Wade Phillips era was the last time they were ever really relevant. True, true. Seems like a good moment for another bit of mulled wine. So forgive me for a moment. There we go. Much better. Good clarification, Foster. By the Vikings, we mean Adam. It's much more for the fans than for the team itself. It's why everybody, cheered for the Cubs fans rather than for the Cubs themselves. Well, William, William, if the Colts can figure out a way to hang 33 on them, I'm sure the Giants can figure out a way to hang 33 on them. Just, try not to do the other half of that. I mean, how hard can that be? And yes, I realize this is being said by a man wearing a bunny suit, but still. Alright, Mark informs me, last time the Jets were actually good, Joe Naismith was there. There's flashes with Mark Sanchez, also Ravis. The Jets have sucked, and now the Texans, Panthers, and Jags were the running gag, but now Jets are still being the Jets. Hey, who knows? Who knows, Mark? Maybe one day. Yeah. You don't think the Giants know how to put up 33 points? How do you think Brian Dable would respond to a quitter's attitude like that, William? Nope, could not keep a straight face for any of that. Favre and the Jets collapsed after they beat us in 08. Oh, God, the Favre and the Jets experiment. I thought I'd pushed them out of my brain. Oh, boy. Yes, very good point, Mark. Giants defense definitely could. Offense... Now, Mark, let me ask you, because the Bills are currently holding the number 1 seed in the NFC. Based on how the season has worked out for you so far, do you think the Bills could benefit from the first round bye and the week of rest that brings? Or is it something that would get in the way or could hurt the team? Brian Dable's head explodes as the free space for the next Giants game. Who the Titans starter was for the whole season. Was it C. Thomas Howell? Nope. Heath Ledger. No. Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Was that it? Oh, yeah. Vince Young? That's another one. Nope. No, it wasn't Vince Young. Okay. Who else? Who else haven't I thought of? Yeah. Was it Selena Gomez? Was it? No. Older. Okay. Hey, for all I know, Selena Gomez is just an eternal being that shows her face every few years or so, either on the Disney Channel or in the NFL. And it's not Warren Moon. Okay. Okay. Is it someone who is bigger than a bread box, Foster? Nobody tell us the answer. We need to figure this out through process of elimination. Because I cannot I cannot think of who it is for the life of me. I think we would lose to the Chiefs or the Eagles in the playoffs. I don't know who, to be honest, but this week could be good. Most of the team be rested. Will they continue to play them against the injuries? Okay. Was it Bart Starr? Was it LeBron James? All right. One of those two has a good possibility of being right. All right, we have another guess of Jeff Fisher's facial hair as being the quarterback or as being the Titans starter for the whole 2008 season. Okay, we're getting close. Something close to Jeff Fisher's facial hair. Okay. 2008 Tennessee Titans. Ooh, Phil Simms? Ooh, damn. That would be scary. Is it a hill? Asks Mark. That's what I was wondering, but I couldn't think of any hills that sprang to mind out of the football aughts. But then again, I struggle to remember anybody from last decade. Oh, it's nice not having a memory anymore. Who was the starter for the Titans in 2008? He's as obscure as Jake Delhomme. Oh, I remember Jake Delhomme from the Carolina Panthers. Oh God, you're gonna tell me it's like Heath Schuler or Gus Frerotte? Somebody of that level? And if you don't know who Heath Schuler and Gus Frerotte are, good. Keep it that way. Like, you don't think Baker Mayfield headbutting fellow players with their helmets on was crazy? Gus Frerotte essentially battled Heath Schuler for the starting job for the Washington football franchise, and then after he had won it for sure, running a QB draw play into the end zone for a touchdown, he injured himself by head-butting the wall in celebration. Oh, it was Kerry Collins. Oh, damn. I'll be honest, I have no idea what this stream has been. Except that it has gone by remarkably well with some mulled wine. I'll be honest, Foster, I didn't either. But then again, I am kind of drunk. So, that could be affecting my recollection of these events. Oh yeah, that's the other part of the Tibbs Eve stream, is that I cut loose and officially let myself appear on stream drunk. And if you ever think that you've seen me intoxicated before, nope, this is it. I feel it. I am there now. Congratulations. Huh, that's weird. Actually, that's really weird. Because, and I don't mean this in an asshole-ish way, Luke, not at all, because on my chat thing, there's nothing between the Josh Rosen and the Matt Hasselback asses. There's nothing there, and it's maybe because, is it because I'm on, oh, it's on live chat. Oh, that's why. Live chat. Fuck top chat and live chat. Fuck him right in the ear. Taking away Luke's glory like that. Ah. Bloody hell. Oh, man. Yeah, YouTube I don't think likes a lot of people except those who make it a lot of money. Although, and I thought that being able to stream from a mobile device was something that you only got as a perk of getting 1,000 subscribers and getting monetized, but they just put that on my phone along with something called going live together, which I think I might have to abuse in the next year at some point. Worst team of the past 20 years can do top 3. Okay, so we're just limiting this to NFL, Mark? Just so we can keep it simple? Yeah. Fucking top chat. Oh, God. Worst team. Worst team. You know, I'm going to go hot take for a minute. And I do not care if this gets back to one Mr. Scrooter Magruder or the fact that I have been consuming a great amount of mulled wine. Hello, Ishii. Don't bring your sister into the room for this, Ishii. She is not going to want to hear this. Bunny Foo Foo is about to tell you, I think the Cowboys are the worst team of the past 20 years. With all their resources. with all the talent they have brought to that team. Between Tony Romo, who could have been a great miracle story, but now is a walking meme NFL commentator, and good for him for getting a post-NFL career bag after that. But wasting the potential talent of Dak Prescott and, never taking the time to actually build a complete team, just depending on one dude to drag everybody else to the playoffs. I think the Cowboys are in the same boat right now that the Washington Commanders fans are, and they are just waiting, begging for a change in ownership. Yeah, you could argue the Colts. You could argue the Colts, or you could argue the Chargers as well. Yes. But I think the Cowboys are the greatest offender. Yeah. Yeah, I saw it today, Ishii. Yeah. It always hurts to lose a pet. And hang on. Just for you, Ishii. For you. For you, Ishii. We bring in Monty. And welcome, Leif. Hope you're doing well. As I discovered in the past couple of days, Monty is slowly learning how to cat again, because he has made it a habit of attempting to scale all of my clothes that are on hangers to the top shelf of my closet. Yes. I bring you good tidings of great Monty on this Tibbs Eve. So yeah, he's slowly learning how to cat again, and Angie is picking up the balance by trying to eat everything out of my hands these days. Yeah. Yes. Oh. Oh, yes, she is, Ishi. Yes, she is. She has decided for some reason or another that she is a big fan of chicken flavored crackers. And even I think that the things barely taste like chicken, so she must be like really, 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 really desperate for extra food or something. Even though she gets a full can a day. But yeah. No one is sponsoring this Tibbs Eve. Luke, it is just brought to you by me, the Pink Bunny Suit, Monty Bill Monty over here, and of course everybody who is hanging out in chat tonight. I know, Monty. I had to put you down because I'm not that swole yet, and I don't want to drop you unceremoniously. He'll probably come back sometime near the end. Which I think I'm probably going to wrap this up at 9. Just because I can feel the mulled wine getting to me. And I think that's about all the decent conversation that I have left in me before my brain effectively shuts down. And this just becomes embarrassing to watch later. Then again, I really don't watch any of my streams later. I've been told I should to get a feel of my bad habits and things I can improve on for other streams and like that there. Oh, that's a cute couple. A cat called Montgomery Burns and a dog called Smithers. Is the dog is the dog subservient to the cat in that way? Because that's the way it makes the most sense in my head. Oh. Well, Foster, I'm glad I streamed tonight. I really am. And you know what? It's a teacup chihuahua. That is somehow even better. That is somewhat perfect, honestly. I kind of love that. Oh, wow. Yeah. That's all right, Foster. I needed this stream too. It was like I said, we just got the cold the start of the cold days up here. I'm going to be doing something. I'm going to be doing a different game this year, Luke. I do want to go back to Doki Doki in the future, but I want to have a little more fun with it. And but so I'm going to be doing a different game for my Super Bowl weekend stream this year. And I will reveal that when the time comes around. Well, just so I can have one for when the stream ends, we're going to have one more. One more. Helping with mulled wine. All right, yes, uno mas. Yeah. And the other reason this stream is sponsored by nobody today is because I've had actually a bit of a struggle in regards to sponsorship the past couple of days. For whatever reason it is, crispy hexagons is no longer a thing in my area. I have gone to just about every grocery store that I can think of that would most logically sell it, and I have not been able to find it. So, I don't know what's going on. Like, this has been a problem for a couple of weeks now. And I seriously don't want to think that that the same thing is happening to crispy hexagons that happened to canned water. As soon as I started featuring it regularly as a sponsor on the show, it got pulled and got a less funny name put onto it. Yeah. So I think their contract is going to have expired. Like, because I can't, keep promoting them on the show if they're not going to be available for people to buy in the store. That's just not going to help. I don't know if it's like the Broncos Stadium curse. I wasn't aware of any, long-standing curses on the Broncos Stadium that didn't involve the Illuminati or, other things that we won't bring up in a family environment. Well, True North, at least you'll know that if another pink bunny appears and I'm not responding to whatever it says, then you'll know how drunk you are. That was the right recipe. It was definitely the right recipe. Oh, Ichi, while you're here, how are you feeling about your 49ers offense and Brock Purdy? Yes. Rocking horse people eat marshmallow pies, Luke? That actually sounds like a good thing for me to do after this stream, is just to throw on some Sergeant Pepper. You feel medium. Okay. Yeah, doing well for a rookie. Needs more weapons. So many weapons. That's like he is not. He is spoiled for choice as far as options are concerned. So I will admit, and as I say to Leif, be well. It's always good to see you around here. Take care of yourself. And hopefully, we all wake up warm tomorrow. I would not object to seeing the 49ers make a deep playoff run. with Brock Purdy, even if it is at the expense of my Lions on the way. That'd be cool. Mm-hmm. Exactly, Ishii. Just count on Daddy Shanahan to make everything okay. But mm-hmm. No, I actually would, because I love the story of Mr. Irrelevant winning a Super Bowl. You know, and if only for the fact that it would help destroy the title of Mr. Irrelevant a little bit. You know? Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, the storyline is there. It's just whether it will happen, whether the dominoes will line up. The Yeah, two QBs enters last to be picked, and I am very curious as to what is going to happen with the Eagles, with their game against the Cowboys, to see how they operate under one Mr. Gardner Minshew since Jalen Hurts is out. Yeah, hey, I wouldn't object to CMC getting a ring. All right. Ishii, the Pro Bowl is nothing. There was a question on the quiz show over here asking about who Mr. Irrelevant was in 1991 simply because of his name. What was his name, Luke? Oh yeah, I think a lot of us do, Mark. But I think it will be very interesting to see how they manage things without their, let's be frank, MVP quarterback. At True North, why? You know that I am sponsored by Super Chill. Why you gotta go and bring Crush into this? I mean, I know that I'm not a big channel and that these are the sponsorships that everybody takes when they're starting out, just to show that they can, build reliability and have a good product relationship and, show for other people that they can be relied upon to make a convincing, if morally ambiguous statement into a camera. But to just outright come and, drop a competitor's name into chat like that. Like, what are we even doing here, man? Oh my gosh, and while I was ranting, Pizzle has arrived. Hello, Pizzle. I am drunk on mulled wine. How are you? I understand. You'll be happy for AJ Brown. Merry Christmas to you, Pizzle. Just so you know, Pizzle, I'm going to be releasing a bingo card for the Packers-Dolphins game on Saturday. Just keep an eye on my Twitter or my community tab on YouTube. I'll be putting a link in there. So when it gets put up hour before kickoff, you can go there, have something to keep you entertained in case the game goes completely horrific. Oh, let me tell you something about Eagles fans, Mark. I went to school in Philadelphia during the prime years of the Donovan McNabb-Andy Reid partnership in Philadelphia, so the beginning of the 2000s. And watched the Eagles improve every year to the point where during my senior year, they made it to the Super Bowl against the New England Patriots. And just by proxy, everybody was excited for them. You know, it was a championship game for the hometown team. And I remember very clearly packing into a bar in Center City where a couple classmates of mine worked. They were the reason that I was able to get in without paying the cover. And we were all so excited, even those of us who weren't Eagles fans but just wanted to be there for a potential Super Bowl win. And the way that game went, the Eagles fans at the end weren't even angry enough to riot. Everybody was just sad. And when we came out of that bar after the game was over, there were cop helicopters flying above Center City in Philadelphia. And in Philadelphia, you take the flying cops seriously because Philadelphia is the only city that has willingly bombed its own citizens. Look it up, it happened in the 1980s. So, you respect them when they're up there. And I did not see any of the Vancouver anger, any of the frustration that you could expect from any franchise that doesn't pull something out. They were just too sad to start a riot. And I really didn't blame them at that point. Because after watching their team get better and better and better, for it to not pay off like that, it must have been gut-wrenching. Yeah, and the Patriots were very overpowered. Kind of why I might have checked out from football for a good while. Yeah, well, it was the closest that the Philadelphia Eagles had been to a championship in a good long while. So, the hopes were up. And a lot of us were really genuinely rooting for them. But afterwards, all the cop helicopters just felt like overkill. It's like you in F1 with Mercedes taking over from 2014 to 2018. Yeah. It's exactly why some of us don't like dynasties, because they can make the sport boring. I think that was Battery's True North, and they only did that once. I don't think that happens anymore. And if it is, it's just some douchebag trying to make a name for himself. Luke, it's very easy when there is no oversight. Some of those that work forces, etc., etc. Although I do say, and I know a lot of you don't keep up with this, but there is a channel called Yella's Marble League. And it's marble racing, marble Olympic events, marble everything. Marble teams competing against each other. And the Marble League just happened, which has a whole bunch of different marble events of them, like going down ramps and like doing like block pushing and all sorts of other events, whatever. And champion this year is a team that has been crawling in the gutter ever since the Marble League started proper. The Pinkies. They won over the Stalwarts, the Rangers, and the Savage Speeders. They won over the Gliding Glaciers and Team Galactic, who were having hot starts. They beat out the home team, the Green Ducks. And as the season went on, the excitement for them built from other fans who would come to the events cheering for their own team, and if they didn't win but the Pinkies did well, the chat would be, good for the Pinkies, man. Nice to see them doing well. And I want to remind you, this is for a YouTube channel with marbles being run down tracks. All the randomness is inherent in the world in this event. And I think there's that understanding from the people who pay attention to it that there is all the trappings of a sports event, but we end up creating the story afterwards of how these things turned out. Like for the year that the team of marbles known as Team Primary ended up firing their captain because of poor performance in several racing events. And it only makes sense looking at it backwards because we have that narrative to put on top of all the results. Like, we're not going to get a very full picture of how the teams that suck now truly sucked until a couple of years from now. And that's only if we really pay attention to everything that's going on with them. Yes, Mark, that is the marbles with sand and the really long pathways. They're still going on, and they're doing great things. And hello, Tim. We are a good ways into the mulled wine, and the Bruins have come back 4-1 last time I checked over the Devils. Everything is doing good. True North is doing his best bot impersonation, and I am... Yeah, that combination of emojis is... I can only interpret that as an order for sunny side up. All right. Wow. Oh, yeah. Hey. Yeah, take it easy there, Tim. You do better work alive than you do dead. I like to think that's true for everyone. So take it easy, recover. America has 3 races in F1: Vegas, Miami, and Austin. Shoot. Yeah. Well, I told myself that I wasn't going to go beyond 2 hours, and we've kind of reached that point close. So I figure I ought to start wrapping things up before I start really floating away or stay in the chair so long that it causes me to completely humiliate myself. Yeah, that's also bad, Tim. Yeah, gotta drink the water, even in the wintertime. Yeah, you can dehydrate your lungs, folks. Just to let you know. This has been a fun but very weird year. And I never thought that it would be heading the direction that it's heading in now. But I'm excited for where things are going. There's a couple of definite goals that I want to reach for next year, and none of them have to do with the number of subscribers, and none of them have to do with how many sponsorships I have. They're just things that I want to try to make into a regular thing, and that hopefully you all will enjoy. All right, enjoy your walk, Mark. And I'm hoping that a few of them will be able to come to pass, but it's going to take a couple of upgrades on my end, and that's just going to involve research and all that. But I do want to thank all of you who are here, because it is the uniqueness of all of you. You know, for as much as we are alike, we all have our own little different shades and tints and hues to us. And this particular combination that we have put together has, well, I can only call it a bunch of happy little trees. And so for all the names that you guys have, for whether you're assholes or the people on the Group W bench, we've gotten a decent community here together so far. And even if it's only a small bunch of people right now, that's cool, man. It is. Because I think a small community like this is something that I can handle right now. Maybe in the future I'll be able to deal with a bigger crowd, but for right now, this is a good speed that we can move at. And once again, I realize that all of this is coming out of the mouth of a man who is sitting on the internet, live, streaming to the world, in a pink bunny suit. So I understand if you're skeptical. That's okay. That's okay. That makes it even better. Well, if that's true, we might all be in trouble. Jesus. Oh. Oh, goodness. Oh, man. Wow. Of course, this would be the moment where my music app decides to shit the bed, so I can't immediately transition out of this in a cool and smooth manner, but I think that because I promised I wouldn't go more than 2 hours, I think that is a good time to end this stream. And the Capitals won 4-1 over the Jets. I should go and celebrate that. Probably with more mulled wine, but also probably, petting my cats and cleaning up a little. And, yeah, just thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. You all make the experience of doing these streams something really fun, and it's what keeps me coming back. So from all of us here at 1069 Click FM, happy Tibbs Eve. I'm Jim B. Take care of yourselves, and good night, Milwaukee, wherever you are.